Indeed. Greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you so much for joining me again here today on another video, another live stream, another experience, another sharing. Man, I've been doing some thinking as of late. Especially about certain understandings we have. About, like, for instance, the understanding that I was trying to reach today was what light work is supposed to mean. And how we're supposed to be doing light work, how that is going to be something that can benefit us, and if it's our responsibility to do so or not. I'm like 50% convinced. No, actually, I was gonna say I'm like 50% convinced the stream isn't gonna work, but I am mistaken. Hey Scarmelia, thank you for joining me, my friend. And hey Complex Cat, it's nice to have you here. Halate, it's nice to have you here as well, my friends. Before we get into it, let me read something worth saying if I can. Look at them geeses. Thank you. See you again later. The journey to the kingdom is over, and the journey within can begin. I feel like I'm reading these wrong, especially lately. Maybe it's so that I can read them twice and even feel more into it. The journey to the kingdom is over, and the journey within it can begin. This basically just states that we're not heading towards what we think of as heaven, or, we're already there. Here where we are right now is there where we want to be going. Man, what a trip that is. Sean was watching me last night. He had fun talking to me. I'm happy that you had a good time doing that. Did he have anything to say afterwards, or was it just like a unanimous, I enjoyed it? Did he like participate in the chat? Did he talk to you? Did he talk to the other people in the chat? I'm curious, Carmelia. I'm happy that you had a good time. It's nice to see you as well, Complex Cat. Toast, dude. It's nice to have you here, my friend. I was actually thinking about you today, man. During my meditation, I was like going through this, I was going through a light work meditation, and I was thinking about all of the beautiful light beings I've met on this journey so far, and you popped into my head, man. Like when you popped into my head, there also popped a question into my head. What is it you want to do, Toasty? That's the question that I asked you in this imagination I had of our interaction. Just, what is it you want to do? And the way you looked at me after I asked that question was like, Do you want to tell us? I'm open. I'm 100% open, man. Hefty. And Harley is here as well. Harley, it's been forever, my friend. Thank you for joining us. It's so nice to have you here. How's things been on your side? I feel the last time I tuned in, you were going to take a break. You're going to head out. How was that? How have you been ever since? How's things going? If you're willing to share here more, I just love you, my friend. I'm happy that you're joining me today. Mel, I'm here, and morning hugs to everyone. I'll listen quietly while I make the baby's breakfast. Love you guys. Love you too, Infamous One. Thank you for joining me here today. I really do appreciate your presence. Man, I'm like mildly stressing, just a wee bit. I have like the final pre-call, if you will, if you could call it that, with Tate today. Tomorrow we have the interview. It feels like it came too fast, almost. Like I sent him a bunch of photos. He's happy with the photos that I sent him, but we want to now test today some of the technical, aspects of it, which platform we're going to use, whether or not it actually broadcasts properly. I'm like mildly worried about my camera bonking out. Things are gonna be in divine order. Like I'm a little bit of a chaotic good person myself, I'm like all over the place sometimes, but that's okay. I'm sure everything is going to turn out like perfectly. I really look forward to this interview, man. I don't know if Tate is here yet. but I wouldn't be surprised if he tunes in for a little bit before our call. Thank you for the faith in humanity restored, my friend. Harley Quinn. Hey, babe. I asked for his thoughts and he said it was fun. He did talk to others like Rowena and East Coast and a few others. That sounds amazing, my friend. I'm so happy to hear that. Maybe he can become a part of the Arpanaverse, if you will, right? He has been indoctrinated. Now he just needs to completely become obsessed with it like we are. A single little seed that got propagated. To think there is the potential to create more of this bud that I'm holding right now in this little package of life. For some reason, I wanted to eat it for a second. Wouldn't be bad for me. Quite the contrary, it has some like omega fats. Maybe I will eat it. You know what? Convinced myself. Since I already did some seed harvesting, if you will. So don't be like, no, you need to keep all the seeds. You can only grow that many, so. That's interesting. Went through like a bunch of different like spectrums of flavor. The first one was almost like nutty, very much nutty, and then it went into something more earthy tasting. What does that taste like? Maybe I'm not supposed to know what that taste is supposed to taste like because it tastes like cannabis seeds. Maybe that's what I'm supposed to be doing. Just appreciating for what it is. What weeds? Weeds, dude. Weeds are here. Sounds nice. Thank you, Rich Fix. Nice to have you here, my friend. It's been a while. I had some complications on Reddit. Don't want to go into many details, but I'm back, at least, to the U show. I'm happy that you're back, Harley. I'm sorry about the complications that you got into. Do feel free to reach out and share the complications that you've been through if you want to in private. But I will not probe anymore. Hey, Candace, thank you for joining me as well, my friend. Hippie, yeah, you're right, gray-faced wanderer. Wouldn't you be a hippie as well if you're a gray-faced wanderer? I can kind of see this old dude in like 60s clothing still. Has like a big gray beard and just like kind of keeps walking everywhere, you know. Never stops walking, it's just wandering all over the place. Sounds like a cool dude. I bet he would have the most amazing of stories. Do share your stories with me, grave-faced wanderer. I missed you and your kind and thoughtful words. We missed you as well, Harley. Thank you for being here with us again. Grey-faced, love and light to you. There we go. Onyx, it's been forever, my friend. Thank you for joining us again. How's life been treating you? How have you been? Where have you been? How has things been? Feel free to answer all of them or none of them. Thank you for joining us here. Serena is watching you. Hey Serena, thank you for joining me as well. I want to leave this planet a little bit better off than I found it. And love everybody along the way as much as humanly possible. I guess it all boils down to that. Well, Toasty, can I just say, no, I don't know you, but I know the you that you are, and that you that you want to be, you've already been, at least to what I've seen. So know that you're already fulfilling. You're already doing that thing that it is you want to do. Thank you, my friend, for being that as well. I love you so much. Thank you for joining me. So glad you're back. Oh, say brother. Simply beautiful, Toasty. I feel exactly like you. I think we all feel like that, right? I believe that's exactly why we are here. How can I sum that paragraph up in a single intention? Love everybody along the way. Leave the world a little bit of a better place. You know, I'm gonna write light work. Because this is a common misconception, you know. Like, and this is something I've been saying for a very long time as well. When we talk about saving the world, we're not talking about saving the planet Earth, you know. Because the planet Earth's going to be pretty much fine even without us. Unfortunately, that's the case. You know, we're trying to save the world in the way that you can save the world for a single person. And you can save the world for a community, for a society, for a group of friends. That's how we can save the world. And it doesn't necessarily have to be something that's a physical battle against like actual beings, in a combative, violent way. I believe that this battle, if it's going to be a battle at all, is going to be fought on a spiritual plane, you know. And you don't have to go anywhere to fight in that spiritual plane. You don't have to be anywhere else to be a part of that spiritual fight. And it isn't a fight that is, one of, destruction. It's more a fight of illumination. It's like the fight between the light illuminating the dark room. Right? It happens so instantaneously because the light is so much stronger than that darkness. It's not necessarily a saying that it's wrong or it's unworthy of existing. It's just a movement into the space in which we practice light. We bring light into the lives of the ones around us, wherever it is we are. And on that level, we are fighting a spiritual battle. We're trying to illuminate the shadows that hide within each and every single one of us. The negative aspects of ourselves that we ignore, that we pretend don't exist. Illuminating all of it until all of it's gone, melted into the very core of our existence. Man, light work. It can be something that's so widely applicable as well. You can do light work wherever it is you are, with whomever it is you find yourselves, with whatever state of being you find yourselves in. We have this ability to bring light from the very core of our existences. Man, for some reason, and this is not a great example, and it's kind of tragic in its own way, but I'm thinking about this disabled individual on YouTube. He has a hard time walking, but he does these hilarious videos. I don't know exactly what his name is, and I feel bad for that. But in his, disabled form, if you will, you can still see the sheer radiance of his being, shining through him, regardless of what he finds himself in. And then, I think to myself how negative I can imagine my life to be or my state of mind to be. And then just realizing how much I've already been given to bring light into the world with. And that it's not just, it shouldn't be seen necessarily as only a responsibility, but as something that's like a torch that you can take up, if you will. It's carrying something in this world, to be joyful in this world when it's hard to do so. To still practice that energy, especially when it's hard to do so, especially when it's hard for the people around you, for you to still be doing that. And it's not always easy. That's the thing as well. It's quite the contrary. It's not easy. But it is something I feel I have to actively make myself aware of. And then in making myself aware of here, I hope that I can make you aware of as well. And then when I lose my awareness of, you can have the awareness left and then re-awareness me, if you will. Please, friends. This is something that we're co-creating. I'm always tempted to eat a bud. Just looks so scrumptious, dude. Absolutely. Buds, at least the buds that I've grown this time as well, look absolutely to die for, dude. And if you see some of those purple and orange looking buds, dude, those look like pieces of candy, man. I would love to eat one of those if it was to taste the way it looked. I'm excited to do my first stream back, probably tomorrow. I hope I can catch it then, Harley. It'll be great to see you. Blessed, it's nice to have you here as well. Does it taste like resin? No, it didn't taste like resin at all, actually, Toasty. It had a very nutty / earthy vibe to it. I would actually, if I could have spoonfuls of it, I would probably eat it. Would the shells be abrasive? Maybe that's a good thing. If we tasted like Nutella, I'd be in trouble. Goodness. I mean, that would be a little bit of an expensive replacement for Nutella, don't you think? Like, if you could eat weed in the amounts of Nutella that you could eat, you would just like bankrupt yourself. Oh yes, yum yum. I'm going to eat whole buds, munching down on them like popcorn. I'm in the hospital at the moment, so tricky making streams. I'm sorry to hear that, Complex Cat. I'm sending you healing vibes, my friend. I'm sure that it's not something that is detrimental and you'll come out of it healthy and happy. Tell me what you know. Goodness. King Apple, that's a loaded question. I don't know anything, friend. There we go. I've told you. I know one thing, and that's that I don't know anything, and that's what I know. Man, it's actually hot today. Has the winter finally turned? The sun is like, I'm sweating here. Okay, babe. Yeah, it'll be tomorrow night for me, tomorrow morning for you. Probably. Probably. But it depends on how late it is. That's the thing. Like, it might be tomorrow morning, like 4 a.m. or 3 a.m. for me. That's the other thing. Love and light thoughts. There we go. Is that a weed? I'm calling the police. Freaking types in 911 on the microwave. 911, what's your emergency? Dude, that is like one of my favorite vines ever. Like, legitimately, I think that's like one of the pinnacle ones for me. Is that a weed? Has a crayon in his hand. I'm calling the police. Types it in on the microwave, gets an answer. So much chaos in like a second. The Grim, what time is it there, bro? It looks like a beautiful day. Thank you, friend. It is. It's a very clear day. It's about 26 minutes past 4 right now. To light work, friends. Handling a loose shake in the wind. You're a braver man than me. Yeah, I've lost my fair share of bud to the wind. I kind of chuck it up to Mother Earth, taking a bit for herself, and I'm like, okay, I concede, you can have some weed, Mother Earth. I'm going to treat this like a guided meditation melt and listen to your lovely words as I drift off. Thank you so much, Complex Cat. Now you've put me into a mode of trying to speak in a fluid way so that I don't have any gaps in sound. And then when I do make gaps in sound, I should do it with an intention. Feeling into the sounds, or the lack thereof. Man, now I'm tripping myself out. Peace and love to you all. Peace and love to you, Complex Cat. Meld, you have brought so much fucking light to this world. It's insane. You too, friend. That's literally why we're doing this, right? And you've been here for longer than I have, man. So the light that you've brought has facilitated a world in which I can bring light as well. So thank you, Toasty. Thank you for all of the light that you've brought, my friend. If it wasn't for every single one of you, I would not be able to do what it is I'm doing right now. Sweetest dreams, Complex. Trevor is here as well. Hello, friends. I can't stay long today, but I'm sending everybody love and light nonetheless. Have a great day. Have a great day, Trevor. Thank you for joining us, my friend. Thank you for joining us. Ebony is here as well. Ebony as dark wood. Star as an interstellar body. The combination of which is you. Thank you for being here with me, my friend. Chemist Harley Lane, infamous management. So nice to have all of you. Toasty. Get well soon, Complex Cat. I'm sure she will. 911 on the microwave, yeah. 911 on the microwave, and it dials, dude. Like, that's the trip about it. It actually dials. I mean, like, the trippy part about it is as well, like, go 50 years into the future, and kids of that day will look at that vine, and then instead of just being like immediately stimulated by it, they'll be like irritated by it, because you can call the police on your microwave. Obviously, my microwave is Internet of Things device, so I'll just type in 911 on my microwave, or on my microwave app, or with my microwave brain computer interface. and call the police that way. Silly goose. I love the other one where he goes, "Is that a police? I'm calling the weed." Man, I'm gonna roll myself a nice joint of police. I hope the weed doesn't come. Now I'm thinking of like if like the derogatory name for police officers is pigs, and in this universe, the the police are called weed, then we would call them the pots. You know, ah, you freaking pots. It's still p word. Still ends with an s. Pigs, pots. Yeah, I think it works. I think it works. You're right, my dude. Thank you, real Kev. It's nice to have you as well, my friend. We're like you can't be a riot alone, right? We're a collective riot. We're rioting together, running towards the light, friend. Open arms, waiting to receive the love that we know we deserve from this world. And as long as we stay in that like energy, that receptive, yes, take me life energy, then life is gonna continue taking you, friend. Taking you beautiful places, taking you scary places, taking you sad places, taking you happy places. Be open to all of it. Thank you thank you, Ebony. Thank you, my friend. Sending peace and love, my dude, to you as well. Thank you so much. Abracaste. Abracaste. Am I saying that correctly? Maybe it's like abracased. I'm gonna stop trying. But thank you for joining me, my friend. You need it. You got a new lighter. You actually noticed, infamous one. You sneaky you. Yeah. The other one was clicking, you know, and I noticed that for every like 5 clicks, it would spark once, so it was no longer functioning as intended. Now it has been retired, if you will, to being my incense lighting lighter. So it sleeps there now because I can be calm. You know, I'll even make a little bit of a ritual out of it. Like, let's see how many clicks it takes before I get to light my incense. Oh, 15 clicks? 15, yes. What does it mean? What am I supposed to feel from? Got my hands busy, but tuning in with the headphones today. Sending lurky love to all of you. Thank you, Jovan. I was thinking about you today as well, interestingly enough. I was like still gathering photos for Tate, and I found a photo of myself with like a label, like a little leg label that says 34. And I was like, instantly thought about you, looking back at that number 34. Every single time I see the number 34, I think about you, Najavan. And the same thing with Toasty, if I see 11. So now I'm like, I was thinking to myself, like, if I knew you back then I would have had this connection to this number as well. But I remember very distinctly during that time, when I was assigned that number, I was like kind of bummed out. I was like, damn it. If I was like one down, I would have gotten number 33. And I would be like, sick, number 33, that's the one I wanted. And now I realized that it wasn't supposed to be that way. It was very synchronous for me to get the number 34, so that when I come full circle back to having seen that photo, I can form that connection, that understanding, send that love towards you. So much weed is like an incense stick. How are you, buddy? I'm doing good, NW. How about you, friend? I'm doing really well. Don't call cops pigs. Pigs are caring and gentle creatures. I don't like, the calling of cops pigs either. I don't feel it's fair, in any case, to label people just based on anything, right? Like, be it a job, be it their race, be it their sexual orientation, and for you to assume that all police officers are horrible people because of a select few very loud, very publicized, horrible people is, basically 101 isms, racisms, sexisms. That's basically what causes that. Don't, just stop hating one another. There we go. Ooh, and purple. And purple? Oh yeah, the lighter. I mean, like, that was intentional, of course. I have my purple cup there. I left it on the table. Maybe I'll go and fetch it now. So much weed, it's like an incense stick. I burn so much weed, it's like an incense stick. Sometimes I will kind of mic it. I will concede that is true. And that being said, I'll put it down for now. Fetch myself my glass. I can pour myself a glass of water. If my intention for smoking today is light work, man, can't do that. My mind was like dark work. Like no. No. My intention is not going to be dark work for drinking water. Maybe awareness of that which is dark within inside of myself and trying to actively illuminate that. Watching the bubbles form and pop. Psychedelic influence even in a glass of water. Did you know smoking is bad for you? Damn it, Paul. I'm so happy you're saying that as well. Because the last time I tuned into your stream, I was like watching, and I was watching you go for like cigarette after cigarette. And I was like, I came like this, there was this influence, this scratching at me that was like, call him out on smoking cigarettes. And I felt like starting to type a message. Then I was like, you're a hypocrite, you smoke joints. And I was like, I'm just gonna shut the fuck up. Gonna let Paul enjoy his cigarette and his White Claw, and I'm gonna love him, exactly the way he is. I know though, Toasty, smoking is bad for me. I don't see myself doing it indefinitely, especially like when I can get myself a proper vaporizer. That is definitely a better alternative as well. No carcinogenics, no carbon, no what's the word I'm looking for? Caramelization of sugars when it comes to the burning of your bud. I'll get there when I get there, Paul, I promise. You can do the same thing for your cigarettes, man. Get yourself a Mighty, and then you just pack your own tobacco and you vape it instead. I'm genuinely serious, it works. To work on the dark is to work on the light. Absolutely, Haled. That's why I had to, like, I felt like dark work in its own was a little bit too blunt, too open for interpretation as just a saying, especially when it comes to setting an intention for something and the way I want to be thinking about it. But it does work as a word, technically. Again, what I attach to it is going to be the most important. I don't like cops, but that's cause I don't like authority. Police officers are people, are just like everyone else. There are good people and bad, all the same. However, I do think the job, I was just about to say the same thing, attracts a certain type of person. So while I was reading that, especially, I was literally thinking, yep, all of that is true what you're saying. But again, as you said, it's an authority thing. So it's quite literally a position in which you get assigned authority over other people. And certain people, crave that. They go out of their way to look for that. And it can be something, if that is your only intention behind trying to be a police officer. Like, I believe there are police officers that become a police officer because they want to serve people, They want to help people. They want to be there for people, be it in a friendly manner when it comes to like standing next to the street, like someone needs to reach out to them and he'll be able to help, or be it in a serve and protect way, like responding to a break-in or something like that. Like, that's a very different understanding or intention behind the taking of that job versus, I've felt powerless my whole life, so now I'm going to take a position in which I get assigned power and a weapon, and then I'm going to go and like wield this power out in the world because I felt powerless. Now I want this. That is that just sounds like a combination or a recipe for disaster is the better word. I do think there should be a lot more psych-evaluation when it comes to the employment of authority figures, and that goes for our politicians as well. But what do I know? I don't know anything. Yeah, I don't know anything. It's very easy to, believe that you will do it better as well. And that's why I try and like catch myself when I'm talking about these things. Because even though I believe that there are better ways to do things, I'm not the one in that position. I don't have to deal with all of the consequences, and these things can affect people's decisions. I just think, yeah, we can do a lot better. The little hypocrite voice, you know the one, infamous one, you know the one. Uh, yeah, what I never said is smoking is bad. I'm well aware. Yeah, very much aware it's bad for me. I know. How do I miss this permanently? I don't know, Gerbil T. You're not missing it, friend. You're just showing up when exactly is supposed to, when you're supposed to be here, when you're supposed to be enjoying, sharing, experiencing with us in this energy. It attracts you back. Thank you for joining us again. How have you been, friend? How's life been treating you? Agreed, Toasty. Some people do get arrogant with a badge. It's sad when they're supposed to help and serve. I don't think it's actually they get arrogant because of the badge. I believe there's a sense of arrogance pre-badge, and then that sense of arrogance gets accentuated with badge. I think that's actually it. Maybe, like, I don't believe if you give a good person a badge, he's suddenly gonna become a bad person. That's not what I think it is at all. Right, I think we can agree on that. It's good to see you, man. I'm off to work. Have a good one, Paul. Thank you for joining us. I hope you have a good one as well. Cops are the best. Go cops. It's a hard job. It is. I do believe it is a hard job, and you're putting your life at danger in certain, scenarios as well. It definitely is a hard job. And interestingly enough, there was at one point in my life that I considered becoming a police officer as well, but I wouldn't be able to in my country. Unfortunately, I think it is a little bit too broken. Like, we live in a country where if you order a pizza and call the police to your house at the same time, 95% of the time, the pizza will arrive at your house first. I'm like serious about this. I'm not even joking. That is unfortunately the state of police in South Africa as well. So you do have some benefits, some good things about, police officers in America. They're really good at what they do when it comes to doing certain things right as well. The criminalization of substances, that was a Nixon thing, and that was completely wrong. And like utilizing police resources, kicking people's doors down, I think that is actually what is like the catalyst for the hate of the police as well. Not even so much, the some of the violent things they do, but this understanding, this feeling towards knowing that they can just, like raid your house because they suspect you to have, weed in your house, for example. Like, people get raided because they have a jar of weed in their house, and then they get prison time because they had a jar of weed in their house. Like, that connectation to what the police is capable of doing to a someone that's innocent, obviously, in my opinion, right? Having a jar of weed in your house, murdering someone, right? And then you put those people in the same place. That's absurd. If police kept it to, policing the people that are murdering each other, for example, and never got involved in like people's personal lives when it comes to the exploration of their own consciousness, I think there would be a drastic difference in perception of the police than we have right now. Sure it is. I wouldn't want to do it. Definitely not, dude. No, Mix, it's been forever, my friend. Thank you for joining us again. Yeah, it has been a very long time. Are you surprised? Are you surprised? How much have I changed since the last time you saw me, Fred? It's nice to have you here again. All the encounters, all my encounters with cops were good, even when getting arrested. Interestingly enough, Special Strawberry, when I got arrested in China, I actually had the same experience. Like, even though I was cuffed and I was getting escorted, to a police van, like, there was never a point at which I felt assaulted or harassed. Even when I had to like take my shoelaces out and give them my hairband, they were very respectful, of me as a being still. I wasn't being treated like an animal, fortunately. And yeah, they offered me cigarettes. Like, it was literally just such a terrifying moment in life as well, especially not being able to understand them, on top of them being police officers. They're ununderstandable police officers that don't understand you. That was even more terrifying than just them being police officers in their own. But here we are. So you friends that wonder, like, what did he do? My visa expired because of the pandemic, and then I had to continue working because, food and stuff. Well, not really even food. I wasn't even getting paid for the last, bit I was working, but I had an apartment that was paid for by the schools I was working for. So no working for school, no living in an apartment. And as a foreigner, you can't actually just go and rent apartments yourself very easily. Anyway, so it was like a like a happening of chance, and it was intense, and I got fined for it. But we're back, and I'm very happy to be back. Me, either they make shit money for the job they do, can also lead to, some of the harm they could inflict as well, because they feel underappreciated and undervalued. Good morning, everyone, or afternoon, or night. Hey, we are all sick. We are all loved. I don't think any of us are sick. We could be sick of life, if anything. It's one of the conditions to dying. So, if being alive means I'm sick, then this is so sick. Thank you for joining me, my friend. But on the other hand, I could probably create 6-hour-long montage of all the police brutality I've seen over just the past 5 years in the US alone. So there's that. That is true, Toasty. But again, like, people don't have the intention of filming good acts that the police are committing. There's only going to be someone filming and posting and things going viral if there is like a shock horror effect to it, right? Like, oh, I can't believe this is happening, I have to capture it, and then I've captured it, now I share it, and other people are like, I can't believe this is happening, and that's how things spread, and that's what the algorithm unfortunately wants. It wants engagement. Love doesn't get as much engagement. People don't necessarily film a police officer doing something good because that something good is done, and then it's done, then there's a moving on of that. Say my username. I'd rather not, friend, but thank you for joining me, Creamy. Creaming. Creaming is fine. You can like and then over a cake. That's a real problem that needs addressing. It is, Lisa. Toasty, my brother, who used to be a lot of cinematography, but together a short film about police brutality. It was only like 4 to 5 minutes long, but powerful nonetheless. My brother, who used to, so he actually did that. I mean, Toasty was kind of spot on then. 6 minutes as basically 6 minutes, and then like actually you edit it real well, you get 4 to 5 minutes of footage. Yeah, it's horrible, but I still do think, that's the reason for it. It's not as sensationalism. Sensational? Yeah, it's not as sensational. That's the right way. Sounds powerful, Lane. The video footage, it does. I watched that Vsauce video about it. Fucked up. Yeah, it is. I'm surprised. I hope you and your family are doing well. Thank you, my friend. We are doing well. My dad is going into some new ventures. So if you friends have any love to spare, any good vibes to spare, send my dad some good vibes as well. He is going into a personal business for the first time in his life, and I'm 100% supportive of him. Man, that last puff was spicy. Through the cops weren't trained as cops, or at all real cops, with the fact that decent human beings could change so much just by being given authority. Scary shit. That kind of makes me think of the Stanford prison experiment, actually, dude. Yeah. And that is a little bit of a yikes. I come from a family of cops too. I got a sickness, and the only cure is more cowbell. Is that another reference, Toasty? just going like right over my head, dude. I made this name when COVID was announced. Oh, okay. Man, like I'm coughing as well as I read it again. Hilarious. We are all loved. Like that is something I can believe and something I hold very dear to my heart. That we are all loved. Man, as soon as I said that, there was this like triangle that showed up in my head. Edmund, thank you for joining us, my friend. It's so nice to have you here. How have you been? It's Mark Cowbell, bro. You sound South African. Where are you from? I am from, and I'm in South Africa right now, friend. You're on the money. Oh, wait, I was late. No, Nav Queen. You're here exactly when you're supposed to be. I know, you had to go in and do your duties, of course. Had to be the queen of naps. Make sure that you cash in on those naps that you've taken from the nap peasants. Taking half of all peasant naps mean a lot of napping for you. No being late, just you doing your job, my friend. Instantly thought of Childish Gambino. This is America. Yeah, I froze for a bit. That's the one, my friend. How are you, dude? Sending your dad love and light. Thank you so much, Lisa. I appreciate that. You do yoga? I've been trying to. I am. I have been trying to. I'm not sure if it's exactly yoga, but I've been stretching and breathing very intently while doing so. And I think that could be seen as a sort of yoga. So yeah, it's good stuff. I want to do some more though. I want to get like really into a groove with it. Get a little bit better at posing and stuff. Maybe like I would like to be able to go through like a rhythm, like a flow, just naturally, if you will. Like it should be something that feels organic, if you will. That's awesome. All the luck and positivity you're doing. Thank you so much, Edmund. I appreciate that. Doing all right, Edmund. Just trying to enjoy life right now. Trying to enjoy life, Lane? Tell me about that, friend. What has been going on? How have you been feeling, Lane? Like, we're here for you, man. Like, you can reach out. And I know you know that you can reach out. And I know you're saying, like, oh, but reaching out doesn't mean shit, can't help. I know that as well. I know that feeling as well. But, riddle me this. It does help just to vent it. And if we can feel that with you, it can maybe be processed faster. Right? Think about that. Like, let's say we're contributing to the same light source, which we're not contributing to anything other than like the same light source, in my opinion. But let's say that, for example, then the processing of feelings, be they dark or light, it can be enhanced. And if the point is light work, we can bring light to the dark experiences as well, just by feeling them, just by being aware of them and sharing in them with one another. We are capable of so much more than we can imagine, I'm sure. And I look forward to technology catching up to our just conscious abilities. That philosopher Walken's kit is epic. I don't think I know the one you're talking about, unfortunately. You don't know the Cowbell skit? Yeah, you see, I freaking knew it was another freaking reference. I'm at least giving myself a little bit of a pat on the back that I could recognize now that it's a reference. So now I'm like reading Toasty's messages with a new layer of consciousness, actually, because yesterday I watched the like old Greg video, and then I see all of the comments the friends left, and I'm like, oh, that's where the P1 comes from. Oh, that's where now I'm like, okay, so Toasty is saying this thing that doesn't make sense to me, must be reference, in the same way that he was like dropping references, not the previous stuff. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna concede instantly. No struggling. Even though this could be seen as a struggle. Sometimes I forget American references that are huge here might not be as big elsewhere. You see, like I don't really keep references in my brain that well as well. Like I don't know. Maybe it's a short-term memory or just memory issues, but I don't get that into references. I don't feel that way, at least. I've never been into like saying a thing. Unless, ooh, maybe I'm lying now. So there's this one thing that me and my friend really got into referencing. And it's such a niche video, so it's kind of the opposite of like something being big in America and then being referenced. This is something that only me and my friend like knew about. The video had like 100,000 views or something at that point, and it's this video called Aandacht, AANDAHT, something like that, by a creator called Kud, KUD, and it's this Dutch show that is animated and like voiced by these Dutch guys. And there's this like one scene where there's this cat that kind of comes up to the dude while he's playing Dark Souls, and he's like constantly trying to interrupt him and getting his attention by just saying that attention, aandacht, aandacht, aandacht. But so like that Andacht became a reference between me and that friend. So what we were in the hostel together, and then every single time I would like walk into the hall, and we were like living in the hall alone, I would just like scream at the top of my lungs, Andacht! And then I would hear from his room, Andacht! Like, attention! Here I am! Notice me! And it is so beautiful. I should send him an Andacht again, actually. I talked to him today. He bought It Takes Two, and we're going to play it together when he gets back to the hostel and he has good internet. So maybe we're gonna stream that. I look forward to it, actually. Do you think humans could survive in a functional society with authority without authority? I think the people should be the authority, actually, Toasty. I think we're already at a point in our existence where we can love one another and we can be each other's authority, you know? If we're truly each other's reflection, we could notice a behavior that is, you know, unacceptable within our society, and we can take care of it as a society in a loving way. We can create facilitation or facilities that take care of people in a loving way, that still allows them education, that still allows them basic human rights, you know. And man, it's difficult, dude. It is difficult, because if there are, you know, members of the society that has an impulse to murder, then removing them from society is the responsible thing to do. But removing them in the, you know, murdering of them way, I don't think that's necessarily something that we could say, right? Like they're here for a reason as well. Maybe we can learn something from them. Maybe in an isolated environment, we can question them. We can have psychologists, you know, help them, and then in their passing or just while they're still alive, maybe do like medical testing on their brains to see if there is like variations, and then learn from them as well, instead of just thinking of them as these disposable members of society. They could still be of so much value. They can still bring so much light into this world if the environment is created for them to do so. If their, you know, impulses can be circumvented through the lack of potential to do so, if that makes sense, but still the potential to do other things, right? I mean, it's going to be complicated, of course. Like, just me saying it sounds, you know, too contrived, but we can try. We can always try. What is all we can do, Lane? Working on music at all? I'm wondering as well. How about yours, Edmund? How was your Blispies coming? So, good morning. Raviton, it's nice to have you as well, my friend. Thank you for joining us. How have you been? Wait, were we talking about Black Lives Movement? I'm not sure. I don't think so, my friend. Gob! Hey, my friend. Thank you for joining me. It's so nice to have you here. No, just police and police brutality in general. Yeah, that was like the general talking. And yeah, you know, like there was a lot said. I don't think it needs to be said again. Just had a little bit of an inspiration for a song, so I'm starting to work on that. Okay, that sounds great. Like I would ask for you to share more, but I'm sure you're going to keep it close to the chest until it's ready. Your clothing is brightening up my not very bright morning. So like I actually saw a big old rabbit. He had like a big smile. It looked mildly manic, not super manic, mildly manic smiling bunny. Your loved friend, like smile with me. I hope that you're having a good day. I'm happy that the clothing can bring some light into your life. Okay, then. It is an important conversation, but it still breaks my heart to talk about every time. As an African American, it is tough to realize that systematic racism that affect my country. Absolutely, not Queen. And it definitely isn't something that is acceptable at this point as well. Like if you look at how much work has been done, in that system, and that's what it really means. And I like, especially since looking into it and learning more about it, like obviously it's not my country, but like seeing how much was done to separate individuals as well, and like with like red listing or red blocking of like certain industries or certain parts of the world that basically as a result kept people in a position where they couldn't gain as much equity because their property was valued less, and how that over 100 years is an exponential amount of lost potential, right? And that makes a lot of sense. And I'm not saying that is, at all something that's right. I think, I'm going to say this, making the world a place where everybody can live and be provided healthcare, be provided food. Like we already have the resources to do these things, and then create the level of society in which we can work as well and create even more income if we want to live a different life than just the minimum of life, right? I think we should be valued that. A lot is gonna have to change. Damn. What do you think we can do, Nap Queen? Do you have any suggestions? I would love to hear some, friends. If any of you can like share some more of the information that you think we could do, if we could share the changes we can make in like today, especially of ourselves. I think education and knowing these things, being more aware of them, is like the first step as well. It's wild how some people don't believe white privilege is still a very alive and well. Like that's the thing, Toasty. Like as I just said, it isn't white privilege in the way that like people that are white are now more privileged. It's just because of the amount of time that black people weren't afforded the same things or the same equity that white people were. There is a very vast difference in financial accumulation over the years. And that is a very real thing that can't be denied. It's a world where it's rigged against all of us. It's rigged against us the least, but it's the best way I've heard it said. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like it's it's not like, oh yeah, I'm now a white dude and now life is just gonna be dandy. Like I'm still broke in this world. I still have to go out and like do something. Whatever it is, what I believe is the truest thing that I could do. I had to go and do, and every time I tried to do the things that I did before, it wasn't something that resonated with my soul. What we're doing here, being here for one another, having these conversations, feeling into these things, and educating ourselves about the ways we interpret the world and how we see one another in this world. It has been the most blessed of work I could have ever tried to do. That is great, Lane. I've been pretty musically inspired as well lately. I've been getting bitten by the bug though. I'm dying for some new pedals and a new bass. Of course, the nice to haves, the nice to haves, man. It's always there. Right? It's crazy how blind some people can be to the subtle and not so subtle hate that goes on around us. It is the way it's said by a white dude. Yeah, Toasty is very much a white dude. Thank you for being here with us, Christine. It's nice to have you here. I totally feel that, Edmund. New Year is always exciting and always the great way to get inspiration flowing. Getting a wah paddle or a delay could be just what you need to get the creativity going. You have both sides of the spectrum, dude. Lane is being the little devil on your shoulders, like, yeah, get yourself a wobble. A whopper. Get yourself one of those lays. You're like, yeah. Yeah. Man, I love you, Lane. You remind me of most of my best friends, dude. Especially in that way. Hey everyone, loving the Pash as usual. Thank you, Mr. Sticks. Loving you as well, my friend. Thank you for joining us here. Definitely Lane, looking at the chorus pedal, a compressor or a phaser to add to my envelope, fuzz and octave pedals. I'm so humbled to not have any idea what it is you're talking about, and I feel there is some sort of freedom in it. I'm reading these things, and I can form some sort of understandings. Chorus pedal, no idea, not even a one. Like maybe it duplicates your guitar so that it sounds like there's multiple guitars playing at the same time. That is the chorus. Compressor cuts certain frequencies out. Maybe phaser. That sounds like a sci-fi term to me, dude. I'm gonna blast you with my phaser. Add to my envelope and fuzz. Fuzz just sounds like it's like adds noise. Octave pedals that I think I understand where it just you're strumming the same notes but it takes it down like 8 or 7, right? I think that's what it is. Hopefully I'm not butchering all of them. You guys, the movers, brought our stuff, but our mattress, couches, clothes, linens all smells like wet cigarettes. You told us yesterday, my friend. Have you started washing any of it? Like, is there a way for you to get it out? Have you found your camping gear? Are you going to use it anytime soon? That sounds awesome. I just have a distortion. Dude, for now. For now, man. I have to get going, guys. Hope you all have a great day. Thank you so much. We appreciate you for sharing the space with us, friend. I hope you have a good one as well, Lane. It's awesome, horrible, disgusting at the same time. It really is. It really is. The best part about it is the moving company said they don't cover cigarette damage. Did you pay a like insurance fee? Man, what a scummy move, dude. I'm sorry, Christine. I'm sorry. Like that's all I can give you now, my friend. Is my condolences. We were so happy, but my kids can't even play with the toys because it all reeks. That's horrible. Also, Melt, my bliss piece is coming along. Bud has a kind of a hit standstill for a bit. I guess I haven't been feeling as blissful lately, and I can't channel that feeling into my work as well. I haven't forgotten though. I just need to get the inspiration. Edmund, you don't have to like explain anything, my friend. I just want you to know, like I think about you, and I am like here for your creations at your pace, friend. Right? I'm not gonna be like, hey, wake up, Edmund. No, dude. I'm just here to love you, my friend. I look forward to seeing it when it's supposed to be seen, dude. All in synchronicity. Have a great day. This is a perfect topic of life and me. All my friends are getting away from me and I'm a loner now. My friend, I've been pretty alone myself. Like, this is the 210th day that I've done this. But it's also been, you know, like a proper 190 days of being alone, if you will, right? We're here for you, friend. We can do this together. We can share this space. It's not a dependence, it's a co-creation. This is me happy in the mood this morning. I'm happy that you appreciate it as well, Ipona. Love to you, my friend. Thank you for joining us. Also, been trying to come up with a piece for the current topic as well as a new topic to post in a few days. Like, I have the thing I've created for this month's topic, but I'm not sure how to exactly execute it. There's a final part of it that I haven't been able to get right, and don't know if I need a bigger piece of paper or something, but yeah, you'll see. You'll see if it comes. Got to look at the bright side. We're all still happy, clean, and fed. Absolutely, Christine. Absolutely. I'm happy that you can still see the bright side, my friend. 40 days in the hole. Lately, it seems the folks who cry loudest for peace have been busy wishing death and pain on those with differing views on how to come to peace. Where have you seen this, my friend? I would love to know, like, and especially in what communities you're seeing this kind of behavior. What do you feel your view of that is, my friend? Do you think peace shouldn't be a thing? Like, I don't think any of us disagree on peace, you know. Like, there's now recent information coming out that 90% of the casualties from drone strikes are civilians. You know, how can you justify something like that? How can you spend billions justifying something like that? Hundreds of billions. 778 billion. Oh, goodness. War does not make sense. You know, it makes sense from a consumerism, capitalism, profit-oriented perspective, yes. But we're no longer at the point where we can afford to kill this planet anymore. Like, there's now a proper, like, peer-reviewed study of like 15,000 scientists that say if we don't make changes about climate change now, there will be irreversible and unimaginable suffering for humanity to come. How is this a thing? And like, the weirdest part as well, like, I wrote this up in my family, and how we communicated about this, and I was like, how is this military spending something that can be justified? And my dad was like, why do you expect that they stop doing the military? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, oh, how do you think that's going to turn out? I'm like, we don't have military, right? Like, there's no dollars being spent on the military. Oh, well, maybe like a few million, but not in the billions of dollars. And there was this sense of like justification for the military, even from my father's perspective, who isn't even an American. And I was like, how is that still a way of thinking, right? Like, we already have achieved the point at which war justifies, or not even justifies, ensures mutual destruction. We have technology to completely eviscerate the entire life on the planet with our technological, military prowess. How is that something that we want? How is that something that's going to benefit us at all? Like, it's inconceivable. It's absolutely inconceivable that this is a reality that we're living in, and how this is still something that's tolerated by our universal consciousness. It's fear, isn't it? It's such a sheer fear of one another, an inability to accept one another, an inability to realize that we're in this together, that we are one another. If you can just expand your consciousness from this single being, expand your ego from this single being into something that encompasses your immediate environment, into something that encompasses your country, into something that encompasses your entire planet, then you will see and you would feel the harm to that planet and to the people that live on that planet as yourself, as an offense to yourself, as harm to yourself. Hello, Kiki. Love is literally the only way. Because the alternative is like literally mutual destruction. Mm, just tuned in. We've been talking about some serious stuff today, Rena. I've been getting into it, my friend. Just tuned in, can't stop laughing to the sci-fi face interpretation. I'm happy that you appreciate it, Rena. I kind of like felt it as well. It was comedic to me even. You pretty much got them all exactly, except the envelope filter, which is my favorite. It gives it all almost a wet, drippy feeling. That's what wet, drippy to a guitar or bass sounds like to me, at least in my imagination. Yater, it's so nice to have you here, my friend. Hello, all of the beautiful friends. I hope everyone is having a great day so far. I'm having an absolutely blessed day. How is your day, Yater? And Katie is here as well. How about you, my friend? Rena, what's the funny in the... what's funny is that it's probably the best way to describe the pedal. What is a friend? What is a friend? Man, friend is someone that wants to walk side by side with you. Sees you as their equal. Wants the best for you. Wants to see you thrive. Wants to see you happy. You know, there's no judgment, there's no jealousy, there's no want. There is just a mutual giving of love. That's what a friend is to me. Man, that's making me emotional. I love you, friends. Thank you. A friend. It's a feeling of love and acceptance. Yup, animal or human, absolutely infamous one. So it did send yesterday. I lost the feed when I sent it originally. Yes, we have insurance on it. Like, is there something that you can maybe like use this insurance to commission like a proper cleaning team or something? I'm not sure about the toys. Maybe you can wash those with some like I'm thinking alcohol actually. It would be the best way to get like if that's like cigarette resin or something. It would be the best way to get it off. I don't think or suppose you can wash like plushies with alcohol or something though. That would be a little bit hectic. Me too toasty. My envelope filter is almost an auto wah pedal, but has a little more nuance than that. You see, that goes a little bit over my head as well. Melt, some people were convinced you left because you couldn't stand old Greg yesterday, Lamal. Convinced that I left because of old Greg? I didn't understand, and I do know. Man, like, the part of that was like, instead of seared into my memory, it's like, look at my mangina! And that is like, just burned into my memory. I can't, that was the pinnacle of it. And the thing that I suggested, I feel is worse, you know. I don't know how many of your friends actually went out and watched it. I'm not even going to suggest it again because I think it's that much worse. And I felt more bad because I suggested something worse than the thing that it was than, you know, leaving. It wasn't something, it was about time for me to go as well, you know. We don't go indefinitely. We have kind of a schedule. Not really, but kind of. If you want to share someday, I'd love to hear. I believe we're going to see much more of it. Do you take not as much as I would like to, Jimmy Graphite. Actually, I'm being honest about that. I think I'm underutilizing my potential. But I'm being satirical. Please don't take me seriously. Where is Army? I need a bell ring. I'm not exactly sure what that means either. I'm so ready to share some music with you all, Toasty. Just need to have something a little more put together first. Maybe I can try to post a rough bass recording today to kind of give you an idea. I would love to hear that. Please do, Edmund. Please do. It would be awesome to hear so much music. There we go. You have all of the fans already, my friend. I got songs written in my head. It's now a matter of getting all of the instruments recorded. That is the way. Nuclear weapons is a thing. I can't understand why the bigger countries are adding to their weaponry. Yeah, exactly. It's so ridiculous. Like it's at the point where we should come to the realization that that is not something that's sustainable, at all. At like not even feasibly for a second something that's sustainable. And like I make this joke because what's happening is like, oh, America is producing all of this weaponry because China is also producing weaponry and Russia is also producing weaponry, and they're producing weaponry at like a, let's say, fixed rate of X, and America is producing weaponry at like fixed rate of X.1. So if this keeps going on exponentially, then eventually the entire planet will just be covered in weapons. You know, do you want that? No? Then stop, damn it. Stop right now. Just stop. We don't need them anymore. Stop killing one another. It's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely freaking nothing. War isn't good for anything. Has Purple Hearts, and I come from a huge military family. The turmoil I felt in my soul is deep, knowing my family members have been killed for nonsensical reasons. Rant off. Thank you for your rant, my friend. Like, you have an even more direct line of sight into the tragedy that something like that can induce. And I'm so sorry that that is something that you had to deal with. Thank you for enlightening me as well. Like, thank you for still being a being of light, despite the fact. It's all ego. It really is. Yeah. Look, my military is bigger than your military. Oh, goodness. Human beings, please stop. Please, say it again now. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. As a nuclear accident is gonna end us all. Yeah, it could be. Inability to let go of control. There is no control, dude. That's the thing as well. Right? There's absolutely no control. If you want to control anything, help control the climate of the planet, because that is something that's going to benefit you a lot more than having copious amounts of weapons within the next 50 years. If you want to be battling over resources and you want to be killing people and you want to be killing people because of the land that they have, then maybe it's going to be good, but maybe keep your land good, yes? Keep your land good, yes? And then we don't have to... Kiki, lost myself. There's like a confrontation happening here. Kiki is trying to use me as safe base, and Eva doesn't want any of it. Wat? Wat, je poeps? Wat? Is je jaloers? Oh, hier komt ze voor jou dan weer. Also, I second that, Rena. It's just so hard to wrap my head around the thought that they're necessary. Exactly. There's like 60,000 nukes. Yeah, pretty much, if not more, like 60,000 reported nukes, basically. Ego and insecurity lead war. Absolutely. It's literally like the military and what it stands for and what it does is like the accumulation of what masculine or toxic masculinity is. Like that. Like maybe it was something that was necessary at one point in our existences when resources was so scarce that if you couldn't defend your tribe, you would, lose out on something. But we already, and with the amount of resources that we're spending in this military, can take care of everyone's resources, that we don't have to defend it, right? Like there's enough, and our population curve is calming down as well. It's not sustainable. Like people aren't having kids anymore because we're looking at what the world is, and what's going on in the world and how things are going and heading, and we're like, yeah, I'm gonna opt out of having kids for now. A lot of people are doing that. I'm not saying you should do that, but that is the general consensus of what's happening. and it's going to calm down the population curve, and then we're going to be dealing with new problems. Human beings. War comes from people seeing others as objects, not as people. Exactly. Not even just objects, but obstacles. You know, that's the worst one. Objects is one thing because you can move around an object, but seeing people as obstacles, that's when like murder becomes the alternative. Instead of making nuclear power plants, yeah, exactly. And nuclear power plants have been so demonized because of some of the mismanagement and fluke scenarios that happened. It's not the way it's supposed to be. Like, Kiki has so many flies on her. Is it flies? I think it's no, not flies. What are those small little? You're correcting me now. Fleas. Thank you, friend. Yeah. So she has a bunch of fleas on her, and I actually found some of the fleas on myself today. I felt like something itching, and I was like looking. I was like, oh, Kiki, why are you giving me fleas? Eva doesn't have fleas. Why can't you be more like Eva? Should I shave myself? She asks. Yes, you should be shaving yourself. Obviously. I still love her, of course. I'm just going to have to take more showers, I guess. I don't even know if that helps. Kiki is coming to love on you. She heard the pain. She did. She really did. Fear and pride. That's awesome. Did you participate in the riots? No, my friend. Of course not. You gotta do our best to be positive and change things. That is the way, bub. That's what we're doing right now as well, my friend. We're actively trying to do that. Reminding ourselves. There are hundreds of nukes missing too, exactly. The things about scientists are they are like specific. If you do nothing, then X will happen. This is why we all, in the last 40 years, have been introduced to global cooling, global warming, global change. The scientists come. I'm not exactly sure the point you're trying to make, my friend. I'm sorry. Scientists completely disregard other fields and innovation. I'm not sure if I'm reading you correctly, but it sounds kind of like you're saying climate change is a hoax. Maybe just my projection or my interpretation. Eva, Kiki. Like Eva is in heat right now, so Kiki just stole my joint. Kiki, don't steal my joint. This is so awkward, yo. It's such an awkward encounter that I'm having to witness. Man, dogs. Little beings they are still. Recorded a bass riff yesterday that I used my envelope filter on. I'll try to post a clip on a Discord recently. I can't focus right now. Woo! Christine, China, hi my friend, thank you for being here with us. Is this natural? I'm not sure. Everything here is natural, my friend. There's nothing in nature, there's nothing on this planet that is not natural, including the technology we have created. Jullie alsjeblieft, geef me niet Biki, geef me niet een Biki kans. Geef mij kans, Kiki. Gaan spelen daarso. But it's like just chaos. And like Kiki is actually trying to hide from me, but she's also like biting me and my scarf, which is Kiki, 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 los. Like please, give me some space. This is what it's like to have kids, I guess, you know. But you can't say, let me have some space. Goodness, I have a lot to learn. I have so much to learn. I'm a child myself. Good, please. Please. I want to learn. Gooey Sunshine. That's a dope name. It really is. Do you think that Mars was once inhabited by humans and we effed it up? No, I don't think so. Maybe, but I don't think so, no. Wow, that's a beautiful description of a friend. Thank you, Lisa. Also, Estian, love you. Let it out. We're here for you. No, my friend, I was crying happy tears. No sadness in those tears for me at all. My day is going okay. It has been a very low energy week. Just a lot going on, but here now, energy is rising. Thank you, my friend, for sharing this energy with us. There we go. So much love being shared. Read the chat. Just read it. Have you ever seen a place on the internet with this level of genuine human connection? I'm floored. Yeah, dude. Like it's unseen, dude. This is yeah. I mean, enough said. You said it all. Toasty is right. Everywhere else, I'm feeling like I have fleas on myself now. Ah! I'm getting triggered. I'm getting triggered. Stop it. They're just small little beings that happen to be running around, right? They could be running around in the grass as well. I wouldn't have that big of a problem with them. Okay, I'm calm. Let's go. Thirsty is right. It really is. It's so beautiful. This is the way. Oh my goodness, puppies. Yeah, they're being puppies. They're not fighting. They're just playing, Mr. Smithies. Tasty is right. This place is filled with love. It really is. Eva, she's like, come at me, bruh. I can't handle Kiki. I just want to steal her. She really is so adorable. Like, and that love is why I can't resist her as well. You know, like I think she's been on top of me, like sitting on my lap or sleeping on my lap 3 times today. Like, well, twice sleeping, once what she just did. So yeah, every time as well, I'm like itching. I'm like, oh man, it triggers me, and then I still go back for more. You know, like I take another scoop. Trigger. Today is the best day of your broadcast. The puppies made it so. Thank you, Jimmy Graphite. Your approval means so much to me, my friend. Love you all, Kira. Love you as well, my friend. Thank you for joining us as well. How have you been? How's life been treating you? Catch Kiki on a dirty day and Meltmore will let you take her away. Oh, absolutely. I'd pay you to. You know, just go and give her a bath. Someone should go and give her a bath as well. Like, that's going to be the way to, solve some of the flea problems. You'll have a blessed day. Thank you so much. Appreciate you being here, Mr. Sticks. No. So many bars. Dish soap kills them. I use it when I don't have a flea meds. Thank you so much for letting me know. Yeah, like soap does kill them. They don't really thrive in a high water, high soap environment. They still breathe. So you are right. Lighting up now. A little after you melt, but cheers. Thank you. I can light up with you again. Edmund, here it is. Freaking Kiki stealing my joints these days. Bronchitis here, but sending love. So first thing I saw, healthy pair of lungs. Like, wouldn't necessarily be this depiction of a healthy set of lungs in our realm, but it was two branching, lungs, but instead of just being flesh colored, they were just like glowing with a healthy aura. I'm itching. Itching is something that I do not vibe with either. Same reason why freaking mosquitoes trigger me that much. Thank you to the stars, Bubba. I appreciate the love you're sharing, my friend. Kira, I missed your message. I love you too. Rest up and get well soon. I hope you get well soon, Kira. Like, I'm sure. I'm sending you healthy lung vibes. Seems like Kiki was being a little shit to Eva. Actually, Eva is the one that's being a little bit tyrannical, if you will. Like she has no chill because Eva has long legs, so she can jump up to places that Kiki can't reach. So when Kiki is becoming a little bit too much for Eva, she just kind of hides from Kiki up on a couch or something. I have assigned too much of my consciousness to the perception of sensations on my skin right now because of this awareness I have of the fleas that I've seen on myself after having held Kiki on myself. And now, because of that, I'm so keenly aware of things that I feel things that are probably not even there. I think that's what's happening right now. That's rough, Kira. Sending love. There we go. Bro, kill me. I'm depressed. You know what? I've just made myself aware of my awareness of, so I think I can be above it. Kiki, the joint thief. How alone you must feel. Do you want to talk about it? We're here with you, my friend. Like, this is a place where you can share, you can know that you're loved. You have people that are reaching out to you right now. Isn't the answer, my friend? Here we are with you. Absolutely. You're loved. You're talking Afrikaans when you're upset. You're talking Afrikaans. Ek moet. Dit is soos ek sê, Afrikaans is die base level. Dis waar ek begin het. Jy weet, dis wat ek geleer het van die begin af, is wat ek gesien het. English is more something that I had to teach myself. What could I have said? What did I just say? You are loved by us, my friend. You are loved by the only source that matters as well. You know, and if you weren't loved by the only source that matters, you would cease to be. Quite literally. If it's a simulation, if it's the creation of God, if it's the mind of God, if it's a thought, if it's a meditation, this reality that we're living in, if it's whatever, there has to be an intention and a love / weight, value towards the thing that it is you're creating. And in that way, you are infinitely valued as a being, infinitely loved, and you are exactly where you're supposed to be right now, right here, where you are. And I'm not saying here as in the stream, where you are in life. And as you go through life, you are where you're supposed to be. Believe in synchronicity, expect synchronicity. There's a reason we find each other, my friend. You are loved. I said, patience is inspiring. You're younger than me. Oh, Katie, I feel I still don't have enough patience. That's the thing. I still feel I'm way too, keen to fall into not being patient. And it's something that was easy to do for a long time. It's harder to not do that. So it's a constant struggle. We always have things to learn, always. Absolutely, Ader. I can't agree more, my friend. Yes, exactly. Plus, Estian, like children, but easier. Pups don't complain. That is true. That is so true. I think that actually is the first thing that you should do as well. Become aware of your way of just a pet, and I think it should be essential, if you will, that you have a pet first before you start having a kid. Because if you can't take care of a pet and love a pet and take your pet for walks and stuff like that, feed your pet, then if you can't do that, then you definitely shouldn't be having a kid yet. All these sweet words. I've got to go for now. It's okay. Thank you for being here with us, Christine. Thank you for everyone for adding light to my morning. Hugs to anyone who needs one. Thank you for the hug, friend. Oh, Tate, I knew you were going to be here close to the end of the stream, friend. Thank you for joining us. Tate in the house. Yeah. So, friends, do you hear before, as we're getting to the end of the stream, tomorrow is going to be an interview stream. I'm going to still do maybe 20 minutes of stream. I'm probably going to roll myself a joint, and then me and Tate are going to smoke up together on the interview, and then have a chat, basically go through some of the things that aren't really discussed that much maybe on stream sometimes, going more into my family history, old self, how life has been, like a story, if you will, a little bit more centered, if you will. So I'm sorry if that's not necessarily something you want, but I think it's going to be a wonderful co-creation between me and a Taylor Tate. I would love to have you there, friends. I'll see you there tomorrow. Or like, let's be honest, favorite. I don't actually have a preference, my friend. Not like it's not something I do with enough rapidity that I'll form a certain preference, if you will. You support it? I'm sure. Fleas are such a pain. You got to go pick them off you, and they bounce all over, and you can't grab them. Yeah, exactly, Charles. You know, I have the same understanding of inside of myself, and that's where most of the trigger comes from. But then I'm just like, shh, turn it down a little bit. The awareness of it, tune into something else. Yeah, when we had fleas in the house, I was going crazy. You were paranoid and making yourself itchy. See, Lisa, you knew it as well, my friend. Yeah, you are assessing too much attention to the sense of it. Like, I'm so happy that you friends saw it as well. It was a song about bugs and letting go. It's called Bug. Some things happen. I hear someone has lice. My head itches, starts itching because I'm thinking about lice. Exactly. Like that's the craziest part about our bodies as well, is how just the thought of something or the like mention of something can create that visceral response. Again, that is those mirror neurons where and it's like throughout your entire being, even like on your skin or the sensation of your skin. Those mirror neurons can like reflect and show you a reality in which you are feeling those things even though you aren't. And that's the trip, you know. That's so cool that is something that's possible. How much more is it possible? That's the thing. How much more is it capable of? How much more power do we have over it to shape our experiences as we know it right now? I hate bugs. I can't even lie. I like Waste by Farmhouse. Good morning, Lady Moirai. It's so nice to have you here, my friend. Tuned into Lady Moirai's Twitch stream yesterday and felt like I was being a little bit of a distraction, so I had to leave. It was also pretty late, so I had to go to bed. Not too behind in comments today. Not too behind, like maybe a minute actually. Good evening, friends. Have a good one, Lisa. It was nice to have you here, my friend. Have a good day. There we go. Hey, Sensei. Yeah, I'm still live, dude, but only for a little bit longer. Sensei, what is a friend? Like, you'll have to go back and listen to what I define a friend as, because I feel it was very much in flow in the moment, and I don't want to sully it by trying to recreate it. Someone that encourages you, absolutely. Or everyone is a friend. Het is mooi, Lady Moirai. Yeah, dude, like, I'm happy that you see it as well, because I'm not sure if it's the same in Dutch, but mooi and rai in like Afrikaans means beautiful and guess. So I'm not sure if you see the same thing, Edmund. Like, you see her scratching herself because she has fleas on top of me. I'm going to end the stream. Thank you, friends, for being here with me. Love to you. I enjoyed spending this time with you. I'll see you again tomorrow, everyone. Goodbye.